All right, let's get these videos edited. We're gonna need some editing beer. Hope we have enough. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's plenty in there. All right, so there's two things you're gonna have to take off of your old pump. Three things. One is this guy. This is for your heater core. As you can see, mine's pretty jacked up. I had to use quite a bit of heat to get it out. And I don't have a 6 point. All I have is a 12.1 inch. So that's why it looks all marred up. But that thing's pretty much shot. Yeah, I could chance to reuse it, only for it to cause a leak. But what's really going to piss a lot of you people off is if you have the straight pipe coming out of your water pump like I do, for your inlet, for your lower radiator hose connection, yeah, you're probably going to break a bolt. But don't worry, that's the part number. Got it from Ford this morning. Those they did have. Those are $3 a piece. What they did not have is that guy. They only have the one that comes out in 90s down. They can order that guy for $200. But Riff Raff Diesel has got them for, I think I paid like $50 for it. And then while I was there, I said, well, do they have these? Because again, this is looking pretty worse for the wear. Now the new water pump from XDP Diesel did come with a new O-ring for that. But the new fitting from Riff Raff comes with the O-ring anyway. So now I'll have two O-rings. But yeah, nothing else on this is to be brought over except for your coolant temperature sensor here. That came out. That was new when I changed all that out when I bought the truck originally. But that's in the new water pump already. But yeah, that's it right there. That's your water pump. Now it's been sitting overnight, and it sounds even worse. I'm glad I'm replacing this thing. So here's the old pump. The heater core tube, the straight inlet. These are actually kind of hard to find. And then I decided to go with this. Let's see if I can get some decent pictures of it. Yeah, I went ahead and painted the pulley. Made in the USA. I know, there's no orange on the truck. I thought about it, why put orange on there? Well, because I should hopefully be able to see leaks with that better than the other colors. One was green, one was black. They had some other colors up there. The blue, blue is kind of dark, so I wanted something bright that I can easily see iridescent dye mix leaking if it does leak. But yeah, with the beans on top. Oh, so I got a hold of tech support. If you look at the reviews on this particular inlet, excuse me, from Beans, there's no instructions that come in the box. There's no data that I forget who I bought it from. I'll put a little link right here. But they finally got back to me. They said just use factory spec. So my book says 20 foot-pounds, which is 240 inch-pounds. Yeah, torqued it right up. There was one review that said that his stripped, and I'm assuming he was using an SAE hex instead of a metric hex. These are metric hex. Very few things nowadays come SAE, so just to put that in your brain housing group. These are all metric fasteners. So if you're using the wrong hex, you're going to strip them. Yeah, but I can't wait to put it in. So the water pump needs to be torqued at 18 foot-pounds, which is 216 inch-pounds, because my torque wrench, and I don't know anybody else's torque wrench, but the foot-pound torque wrench does not go down that low. So you gotta get yourself one of these, a little inch-pound jobby. As a mechanic who's been turning wrenches for more than 3 decades, it might shock some of you, but a lot of us mechanics were kind of adverse to math. Yeah, so math is not our strong suit, which is why we turn wrenches. Not saying that all mechanics are dumb as trying not to cuss, dumb as frig without being good at math, or because we're not good at math, but I'm one of those that are not good at math. So every time I use one of these stupid inch-pound torque wrenches, I always have to go watch a video for 20 minutes and then figure out the damn mathematician part of this. You're going to take this this part of the dial, these graduations, these are in foot-pounds, while this is in inch-pounds. That's complicated. But, you know, I'm not that bad at math. I can divide and times by 12. So you set your 0 mark here right at 120, which is the lowest value. It's 240 is too high, and the next one down is 120, which is down there. And then you move up one graduation from 0, 12, 24, 36, 48, and so on, until you get all the way over here to the number 8. And that's 96 foot-pounds above that 0 at 120 inch-pounds. I know, stay with me. Drink a beer if you have to. But that's supposedly, according to my calculator, that's 216 inch-pounds. And there you go. So the moral of the story is, buy a digital one. Splurge a little bit and buy the damn digital one. Unless you're one of those people, my wife is one of those people, hey, my son is one of those people, they can do really complex mathematics in their head. Awesome. You know, I don't envy them at all because they can't do any of this. But what they can do is they're very, very smart with math. So for you kids out there who want to turn wrenches for a living, don't listen to your 7th grade math teacher. No, do listen to your 7th grade math teacher when she tells you, oh, you're going to need this math in the future. No, I won't. I'm going to turn wrenches. And there you go. So I've identified an issue with the Mishimoto hoses that are spec'd out for my truck. Let me show you. The outside diameter is 177.10, right? And that's past the little edge nipple. The inside diameter, it's not going to be the best because it's currently oblong. But let's take it at its word. 162. And that's at the oblong part. From here to here is actually more narrow. So I've been fighting for this thing for 10 damn minutes. I've even got lube inside of this, which I'm pretty certain you're not supposed to do. But I've never had such an issue putting freaking hoses on. I don't know, maybe this was spec'd out for the wrong truck. This is what I bought. I bought it from, XDP. I bought that from Riff Raff. So, I mean, that diameter and the stock one were pretty much freaking the same. That's a little bit thicker, but even the stock one is thicker than this, which I've already thrown away, so I can't show you. But yeah, I have no freaking clue why they decided to make that thing so much smaller. So I went digging around the garbage and I found this guy. 178. That's with corrosion on it, but still, the one I got earlier was like 177. Yeah, 178 again, which is quite a bit larger than that guy. And there's no flex in this whatsoever. None. There's zero flex in that. What the? God, I wish I could freaking cuss, man. Freaking Mishimoto. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're better off going out and getting a Ford upper and lower set. This is $300 damn for 2 hoses. I think you're better off going with the $200 Ford set, because at least those fit. All right. Hold on. So if you're not 7'9", you can't work on one of these trucks without this lovely stair freaking scaffold thing here. So in order to get that stupid Mishimoto hose on, my balls were about here. I had to lean all the way out here. I had to put my head there so that both of my freaking arms can get down there. 25 minutes of fighting. See how much stretch that is? That's ridiculous. You know, I'm tired of having to watch my damn mouth. This hose should have been bigger. If it's got to stretch out 1/4 of a damn inch. What the? What is it, metric? All right, the lower. Good God. Yeah, for any of you thinking about getting a 2-wheel drive truck, from back to chest, there's 1/2 of an inch less from back to chest. So if you're trying to go in sideways, no bueno. It's not going to freaking happen. So 2-wheel drive trucks suck, but trying to fit this anal bead on this damn thing is even worse. We're going to put a little bit of anal ease in it. Liquid wrench. Put the finger in there, whirl it around, get the tip nice and lubricated. There's no chance I can hold my phone and do this with two hands, so give me a second. Yeah, so the bottom one went on a whole lot easier because I was able to get both hands on it, and it's right here, right in front of my face, so I was able to get a lot of torque on it. But I mean, look at that. Look at the ID, or excuse me, the OD here and the OD here. That's how much you got to stretch that over when you're... It's not going to focus, is it? Come on. No, it's my glasses. My glasses are not focused because they're covered in transmission fluid. But yeah, when you're all the way up there, reaching down to there, it's almost impossible to even touch because of how low that is. And you can't get to it from down here because that's as far as I can reach, laying on my back on the ground. And I'm 5'10", so I'm not the tallest man in the world, but I'm an average man. That's right in the middle of no man's land. So yeah, Mishimoto, make the freaking hoses just a little bit bigger. You know, this is not the scale, but just a little bit bigger, please. I beg of you. So from the transmission, it comes out, it goes into the cooler, through the cooler, into the radiator, out of the radiator, back to the transmission. Let me show you. Oh, yeah. So also, well, number one, even if you don't have a diesel, diesels shake a lot. Shaking means vibration. Vibration means leaks because you cut through the hoses, right? This stuff right here is great. Yeah. I don't know its exact purpose, but this is what I've always used. I've got different diameters and so forth that I use. So I wrapped all my hoses in that. Yeah, I'm close to 50. I make a lot of fucking noise when I move. Give me a second. So we've got our spiral wrapped hose, which turns into the OEM Ford protective stuff here, which goes into the transmission cooler, Mishimoto, and then out from, let's see if I can get it, hold on, out from the cooler, which is there, is a stamped line. It's This was crimp line, which is going to go to, this is really hard to do. I'm very sorry about the angles and so forth, and probably a bunch of sounds that you're hearing me clicking different crap against the microphone, but there's only 20 inches of space underneath this truck. So this end here is that crimped line that goes in the radiator. Out of the other side of the radiator, got that guy, hard line all the way over, just like OEM. Which is, hold on, let me find it, sorry. Yeah, right there. Which is attached to, via a clamp, that line, which runs underneath the transmission cooler all the way to, can I see it? Yeah, right there. And it's just sitting on top of the brackets for the power steering pump cooler. And I'm not worried about rubbing because, like I said, I've got that spiral wrapped plastic on it. So that's how I did mine. And again, you can stay with me here. It'll be okay. I know it's sickening. It's like a roller coaster. But you can simply take that bracket off, and slip the Mishimoto cooler inside and in between. You just have to pull the AC condenser out a little bit. Careful on that side because that's the one that's got the lines on it. Just out a little bit. Set the whole damn thing down and then bolt it up from the underneath. And as the French say, voila. Good God. Mechanics is not an old man's job, let me tell you. It's definitely a young man's job. But here we are. We gotta fix stuff. So, how do I show you this thing does not work other than this way? See that? That's a size 10 woman trying to tell you that she's only a size 4. There's a lot of belly fat laying around there, XDP. What the f***, man? Get your shit together. You make diesel f***ing parts. Sell dirty. And for those of you interested, that's the part number right there that XDP said that does work with my truck. No, it fucking does not. So now, I'm probably going to have to eat the cost of like $30 fucking dollars. I had to use the same exact damn belt that's been on this truck for 250,000 miles just to make the freaking thing work. Because guess what? The original belt works just fine. The $30 brand new belt I got from XDP does not work. So, hey, XDP, if you need to know what the arrangement on a 2003 7.3 is, that's it right there. So when you give me a belt, when you sell me a belt that's like 3.5 feet longer than the actual freaking belt that belongs in the truck, yeah, I'm going to get a little bit peeved. I'm going to lose my freaking about it. I'm so sick of freaking companies that don't know their own freaking products. Oh, we just sell it. We don't really know anything about it. Yeah, well, you know, don't freaking sell it then, all right? If you don't know every freaking specification about it, don't freaking sell a freaking part. Because people like me are relying on people like you. So when you finally get it running, you need to get yourself one of these. Little UV light. I always keep dye in my coolant, so that if it ever does leak, I always know where it's coming from. See, it'll glow yellow like that underneath the UV light. I think she's done, Captain. So the next thing I'm gonna do, there's bushings on top of my steering column. Try to eliminate that sloppiness. All these Fords have them, but I've looked at the repair online. It doesn't seem to be overly complicated. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna be doing that. Well, it doesn't lower the temperature any, either on the transmission with the Mishimoto trans cooler. That's exactly where it was before. And the new radiator and the supposedly upgraded water pump from XDP. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't do anything that the regular Ford one doesn't do. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty much stock. Exact same temperatures. That's what I was experiencing before. Yeah, I'm not complaining, but you know, when you market something as upgraded or updated better, then it should perform better, noticeably. And they don't. So there you go.